Hey guys, this is Joey from the Third Duelist, and today I'm bringing you my Sylvan list. I think it's a lot of fun. It's not quite as competitive since the last list, but can still compete. And let's just get into the deck profile. For the monsters, we play 24. We'll start with the 3 Sylvan Hermitry. He's kind of your boss monster of the deck. He's 27, helps beat over a lot of things. And it really sucks to draw him, but you have to play 3 because he makes you rank 8s. The next Sylvan we play is 3 Sylvan Sage Koya. He's really good. Helps you make your rank 7s. He's also 26, which gets over a lot of things. Plus, when he's excavated, he lets you add your charities and your mountains back. So he helps the deck with its consistency quite a bit. That's all the 3 ofs we play. We play 2 Sylvan Princess Sprout. Princess Sprout is really good when she's excavated. She can special summon herself at a level between 1 and 8, which you're going to be copying your big trees. And she's a great card, but 3 is super cloggy, so you're not really going to want to play 3. But 2, I find 2 is a good number, and it tests really well. Our next 2 of is going to be 2 Sylvan Komashurimo. Komashurimo is the one that pops back row. It's kind of the same concept as Princess Sprout. It's really cloggy at 3, but 2 is a good number. This deck loses the back row really hard, so you're going to want to get rid of it. And then the last 2 of we play is 2 Sylvan Martial Leaf. Martial Leaf is the one that pops monsters. He's also 1500 and excavates 2 on normal summon, which is a lot better than Komashurimo because all Komashurimo does is flip and excavate 5, and it's really slow. So Martial Leaf's really good. A lot of people have been cutting down on him, but the thing with Martial Leaf is just because Shaddoll's and Burning Abyss float doesn't mean you're not going to want to pop monsters, and it's really good. That's all the 2 ofs we play. We play a couple 1 ofs. We play 1 Sylvan Peacekeeper. Peacekeeper lets you special summon Lone Fire from your graveyard, which is always good because spamming Lone Fire is great. And then the final one we play is Sylvan Cherub Sprout. I wasn't originally playing Cherub Sprout before Glow Up came back, but since we have 2 targets now with Spore and Glow Up Bulb, it's really good because with 1 target it's going to be dead a lot, but with the 2 targets it's really good to get your Glow Up and Spores out of the deck and get them live in the graveyard. So the 1 Cherub, that's all the Sylvans we play. We play some generic plant stuff. We play the 2 Lone Fire Blossom. It's a Lone Fire Blossom. It's the best card in the deck. You don't want to play as many as you possibly can. And then we have the Glow Up Bulb and the Spore, 2 tuners. Glow Up Bulb is really great, especially with Sage Koi. You can make your level 8 synchros. And then Spore helps you make whatever you want. So those 2 are really good. And then some non-plant monsters we play. We play 2 Curry Bandit. Curry Bandit lets you excavate 5, which is really good. Plus you can add a spell or trap, which is going to be one of your power spells or traps most of the time, like Miracle Fertilizer or Soul Charge or Charity. And it's the same concept as the other ones, where it's really cloggy at 3, but 2 is a good number, because you don't want to be excavating this guy when you get into the mid to late game where it's just dead because all your stuff's already engraved. So the 2 Curry Bandit, and the final 2 monsters we play are 2 Rose Archer. Rose Archer is really good because you can negate traps, and as I said before, this deck loses the back row. The only thing that's bad about Rose Archer is the Sanctum. It negates and destroys, so Sanctum's still going to get its effect. But it's really good against Shadow Games and other traps that are going to try and stop your plays. So that's all the monsters we play. That's 24. Under the spells, we play the 3 Sylvan Charity. This card is great. I don't know what Konami was doing. It lets you draw 3, then stack 2, and you're usually going to have a way to excavate what you stack, so you're going to get even more pluses. So Charity is really great. You have to play 3. Next we have the 3 Mount Sylvania. Now a lot of people usually play 2 and the terraformings, but I like 3 because they get MST'd a lot, and if these you want to keep these on the field as much as possible because you can create so much advantage from stacking cards and getting your dead big trees in your hand to grave, so you can bring them back with fertilizer and stuff. So I really like 3 of those. Next we have the 3 Miracle Fertilizers. It's a monster reborn. You can use multiple times if you play it right and exceeds with your stuff. So Fertilizer is really great. You gotta play 3 of those. And the final 3 of we play is 3 Upstart Goblin, because 37 is better than 40. And it's really cool because you can stack your charities and draw them. So that's all the 3 of spells we play. And then the last 2 spells we play are 1 Foolish to get your big trees out of deck so you don't draw them. And finally 1 Soul Charge because it went to 1, sadly, and we can't play more than that. So that's all for the main deck. After these traps, we have 1 Bottomless, 1 Compulse, 1 Torrential. I don't like Warning in here because Warning in this deck is bad because you want Soul Charge to be able to bring back a bunch of monsters, so you're going to want to save probably about half your life points for that. And then with Curry Bandits and stuff, you're going to be leaving some open boards, so you're going to take some damage. So you don't really want the Warning because I don't think you have the life points to pay for it in this. And then the final trap we play is 1 Emptiness. I'd play 3 if I had 3, but I only have 1, so I'll play 1. So there we go. That's 40 cards. Of course, we're playing Upstart. On to the extra deck. Play 1 rank 3 because you can make him occasionally, and that's Ghost Trick Alucard. Alucard, in my opinion, is probably the best 3 right now because it baits out back row. So just the 1 rank 3. On to the rank 7s. We have 2 Aurea. Aurea is really strong, especially when you have Miracle Fertilizers on field. He can Excavate to spin him back, and then you can play him again, and you can get some really crazy boards going with this guy because you can just play the Fertilizers over and over. So 2 Aurea, I like 2. And then we have the generic 7s with the Dracosack and the Big Eye, which if you can make them, you have to play them. So that's all for the 7s. For the rank 8s, we have 2 Felgrand. 2 is probably the best number to play. You don't need 3, but you find yourself making the second one more often than not. So 2 Felgrand is a good number. Then we have an Alcé. Alcé is really situational, but when you do use him, he's usually great. Putting stuff on the top or bottom of your opponent's deck, plus digging for fertilizers and soul charges is really good. And then our final Xyz is a Heretic Sundragon Overlord of Heliopolis. He's really good in situations where you're creating a bunch of advantage and you have dead Marshal Leafs and Komashrimos in hand, and you can just tribute them to get rid of your opponent's stuff. Plus, some people don't know that when you detach off this guy and they don't chain its activation, you target, they can't chain to that, and you catch some people by surprise. So then we have some Synchros. We play the Black Rose because it's a Black Rose and you can make it. You can also use the second effect in here, which is really cool because you can just banish the plant and attack over stuff for game. So that's the Black Rose. We have some 8s. We play Stardust, Scrap Dragon, and Crimson Blader. Crimson Blader is really good for the Shaddoll matchup, and then Stardust and Scrap Dragon are just really good 8s. And then we play some more Synchros. We play a Leo because you can make it, and Leo's super strong right now. And then finally a Star Eater because you can make it. So that's it for the deck, guys. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe.